Oh, that's tight, isn't it?
Zhang was having a good look as he came to the table.
That's a very good shot from Zhang Anda. Took the chance there to move the last difficult red, brought them both into play, and he's put Jack Jones in a horrible position here. And bringing that safe red off the cushion has just now brought a massive element of threat into this frame. One mistake here could be the last. It's obviously a mistake hitting that red into the black. I'm not sure if the black has come to his rescue there and blocked the path for the red into the middle pocket. That's quite tight as well. Be a very brave player to go for that. Jack might have got away with one there. But a chance here for Zhang to snooker Jack on both reds. If he can clip off the left-hand side of this red as he looks and send it between the blue and pink and have that cue ball up near the yellow or brown, he'll have Jack trapped.
He's got great composure and patience. The Chinese player up into the world's elite for the first time this season. What an intriguing opening frame this is turning out to be.
He played that nicely in behind the yellow for cover. Good return from Jack Jones. You wouldn't think that would yield a frame-winning opportunity here. Zhang can't hit either red, but he can just rest on it using the side cushion. Don't think the middle pocket's in the way. But he'll have to get close to it to hit that red that's near the cushion. Playing off two cushions and skimming off the red behind the pink. I'm not sure about this choice. He must only play this if he doesn't think he can rest on the red on the cushion. Oh, and he's hit the bump. That's the worst possible outcome. See the cue ball coming back across the table, and now there's a proper chance for Jack Jones to win this first frame. Not easy to get properly on a colour from there, but if he can do, the frame's at his mercy.
And he's earned this with that excellent reply to what was a quality safety shot from Zhang Anda.
Oh, that's an excellent shot from there to get top side of the pink. Well, I say top side, I think he's almost perfectly straight on this pink there. You see it, no angle at all, really. But that's not a problem. Just drop this pink in for the red. The black's waiting over the middle pocket. So he doesn't need to get super close to the next red. Pink for 19 points ahead. Oh, but that might have gone a bit too far. Obviously very near the pocket. Didn't want to be there. Why hit it that hard?
7.
This red is now super, super missable. As you can see, the black waiting, so he just needs to pot it. No heroics.
What a pot on that last red. That required a little hold of nerve. And this first frame should be heading in the way of Jack Jones.
15.
I think this is going to be a really intriguing match. Jack Jones is going to fancy the job here against Zhang Anda. Great memories of his run to the quarters 12 months ago. This has been an excellent start. Oh, but can you believe that?
17.
The frame just about secured with some wonderful cueing. Straightforward green. And he's left it.
Wow, it's incredible, isn't it? The shots that can be played and potted, and then the ones that can be missed. How on earth has Jack Jones missed that green, and now finds himself in an awful snooker. Can only have been concentration that caused him to miss that green. Put so much into the shots that preceded it and just switched off momentarily. Well, he thinks he can get past the pink and get the edge of the green there. Surely not. Two cushions past the brown, side cushion, back cushion, brings the black into play. Hold on to your hats. Oh, it's a great hit. It's a great hit. Good chance here for Zhang to get the cue ball in behind the black. 29 points behind. Just needs one snooker to be able to force the respotted black. What a start that would be to the match. Respot, frame one. Needs that cue ball to kick on a little bit, and obviously it's pulled up short, so no problem here for Jack Jones. And the question is always here, as the incoming player, do you roll the green over a pocket? And do you play a snooker yourself? The old-fashioned approach used to be, when your opponent needs snookers, try and lay one on them. No point rolling the green over a pocket here, because Zhang will just pot it and trying for the snooker on the brown. Huge slice of luck there from Zhang Anda. Got the green all wrong, double kiss. That could have gone anywhere. You would think Jack would just play the green behind the black here and the cue ball back to baulk, but it's not always easy to think that clearly out there, especially when you've made a massive mistake like missing that sitter of a green. Should have been in frame two by now. Now has he got a snooker himself?
Well, that's pretty handy. Zhang Anda must have thought the frame was over when Jack was down to Straightforward set of colours. And that should be that now. Jack Jones with an opportunity to make no mistake, second time of asking with this green.
Three.
Well, Jack Jones will be relieved to see that green in the pocket. And barring a major comeback here, the first frame does go the way of the Welshman, and it's been an intriguing one.
Jones, three. And the frame.
There's the nod from Zhang. Plenty of talking points. But Jack Jones has taken the first. What an interesting match this is going to turn out to be.
Thank you. The second frame. Zhang to break.
Zhang gets us started in the second frame. After Jack Jones got himself over the line in the first. Oh, good settler in the first. And what a way to start the second. Jones with excellent memories of that run to the quarters on his debut last year. He definitely likes this stage.
this were in the club practicing or an exhibition, he probably would have played the blue by now. Very difficult to get into the pack of reds from where he is if he needs to split them. Yeah, it was very hard to force the angle. In fact, the brown nearly jumped out the back of the pocket there. He hit it so hard.
Five.
So just the 5 points for 2 shots that were definitely worth more.
So Jones 5.
We're talking about what a great season Zhang Anda's had, and it really has been absolutely phenomenal. But we shouldn't forget, Jack Jones has beaten Zhang Anda this year. Second round of the Welsh Open, 4-1. Although, of course, best of 7 is so different to the dynamic going toe-to-toe over 19. Nonetheless, he knows he's beaten and will believe he can do so again.
Excellent line and length with that cue ball. This time from Zhang Anda, that's a great safety shot. Took a slight risk, playing what we call the thick safety shot, spreading the reds far and wide. You're never really sure where they're going to go, but got a good cue ball. Jack will be reluctant here to play off the cluster underneath the pink. As I say, because you don't know where they're going to go. He'd much rather play safe off the red to the left of the black. But it looks like he's playing the corner of the cluster. And he's found the gap nicely between brown and green. So an excellent reply from Jack Jones. And I think we're going to see a lot of this as this match plays out. Both players fighting really hard for that first proper scoring opportunity. Both players very good at this part of the game. Neither willing to yield an easy chance. He's in a real hole here. The obvious shot is to play off the side cushion on the left and rest into the back of the 2 reds underneath the black spot. But I think the 2 reds to the right are almost a plant, so you can't play that. You can't rest on those 2 that are a plant because you leave the one that's to the left-hand corner. And trying to skim a thin edge off one of these reds and find a path back to baulk. Well, good luck with that. Has he fluked the red? Surely not. Yeah, he was in a hole here. Very nearly got out of trouble. That was a good attempt. Just caught that red on the way back. And now, that really good safety shot from Jack Jones has forced this opportunity. Not straightforward with that red being on the black spot. But if you can get onto it in a few shots' time and get the black back in play, this could be 2-0.
Signs so far that Jack Jones' safety game is top class.
One.
Well, he actually looked at playing position on the blue there, didn't like it, and he's found good position on the black. It's awkward because he's going to need the spider or the swan. Spider it is. Very, very awkward, these implements. You don't see them used that much anymore. But when you're cueing down on the ball, watch the cue now. It's going to go on an incline, striking down into the cue ball. Any slight side spin, and you miss the pot. Yeah, he just didn't hit the cue ball in the middle there, and when you're striking down, there's no forgiveness at all. And in the end, he missed the black by a mile. So that was awkward. Referee Leo Scullion on hand to make sure he didn't foul the red on the way through, but you can see missed that black by some distance. That black has covered the red that was on the black spot. Got away with that slightly. Nothing available here for Zhang. Quite a big slice of good fortune that for Jack Jones, has to be said. Could have very easily given the frame away there, but no damage done.
Now it's Jones who has to find a way back to balk. Got to make sure he doesn't leave Zhang under a good opportunity from these reds.
Oh, my goodness me, he's just had a look at the path for the cue ball. He's thinking about trying to pop this loose red into the right-hand corner pocket.
Reds.
And if he gets somewhere near the pot, threading the cue ball between these reds, this could go anywhere. Oh, he missed the red by a long way, didn't get the path on the cue ball, and this time he hasn't got away with it. Like the cue ball further up the table, but it's always hard to get that necessary spin on the cue ball when the object ball's so near to a pocket like that. This is awkward now on the blue. It's not a natural pot from there. We're so used to potting the blue from its spot. Got to avoid the yellow pocket and the yellow on the way back. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? If the blue's on its spot, the cannon's impossible, because you're so used to seeing it and the patterns of play. Because that blue was a foot off its spot, he's probably never played that shot before, as mad as it sounds. He's just not used to it. And unless one of those two reds pots that's underneath the yellow, I think this breaks over, because you can't really go for that red by the left-hand corner pocket. Neither of those reds pot. He's looking to see where the cue ball goes. Now, if I pop this red, where does the cue ball run to? And that red on the back cushion is unavoidable, so not much benefit potting this red. Just be chancing his arm as to where the cue ball goes. Yeah, good pot. Can he get through to the yellow? The body language says no. The cannon to the red on the back cushion was unavoidable, as I said. He couldn't do anything about that. having caught it from behind, the cue ball was never going to get out. Unlucky to finish behind that red, you'd have to say. And of course, not only can he not see a colour at all, one of those reds has tracked back up past the blue, making the safety shot at the top end of the table that much more difficult. He's had a few difficult problems to solve this morning, early in this match. The yellow is obviously easy to hit off the side cushion. It's not hitting the colour here that's the problem. It's where does he leave the cue ball as to not leave a red for his opponent.
I think we might be seeing the pattern of this match. Once again, over a minute on this shot. What did we have? Nearly 28 minutes on the first frame. We're into the 12th minute in the second frame. This is going to be intriguing, but I think it's also going to be cagey. And it won't be quick.
Oh, numbers. Dang under 7. Jack Jones, 7.
Just having a think about whether he goes for this.
Yeah, the decision here is that Jack knows that if he has the ball replaced, as he's entitled to, Zhang won't leave him a better opportunity than this. And of course he might get the black and leave him in trouble, so with the black waiting, this is worth having a go at. Could win in the frame if this goes in. Ah, nice shot. Nice shot. And he struck a number of these mid-distance reds really well this morning. Here was another one. Didn't overplay it. I thought he might screw back to ball, but he fully committed to it. Knew he could get to the black through the gap. That black spot now available, as it wasn't a few minutes ago. One good positional shot here, and this is a good chance to take this frame. Oh, he's played this nicely as well. He's on 3 reds at once. Good shot.
8.
Definite signs here that Jack Jones is settling quicker than the world number 11. He is bringing that form from the qualifiers to the biggest stage of all.
9.
He won't be hurried. And he won't be intimidated by what Zhang Anda has achieved this season. Tees us up for a great match.
$16. $17. $24.
And as Jack Jones now considers his run to the line in this second frame, this is all about keeping control of that cue ball. Doesn't need to move any reds, dislodge anything.
25.
If he keeps that cue ball in the correct place. the red underneath the pink. Is that possible in a few shots' time? There'll be a big part of Jack Jones, as all snooker players would be bothered about it, about the yellow being where it is. It's in such an unfamiliar position. He will want to move that very soon, just to make himself feel better.
43.
I know that sounds crazy, but that's just how we all think. It won't be pleasing him that that's there. He's just gone a bit out of position here on the black as well. He's a bit straighter than he wanted to be. There you see the angle. Just top side of straight. He's made this simple situation complicated. He really fizzed into the back of that cue ball. Got some spin on that
40.
one. Choice of reds.
Forty-one.
Composed visit so far. This has been a good 45 minutes or so from Jack Jones' perspective at the start of this match. One of 6 Welshmen to make it through to the last 32. 5 joining
7.
Mark Williams through the qualifiers. Welsh snooker thriving at the moment.
Okay.
I think he can get through and pop the pink. But he can't avoid nudging into the red next door. So you wouldn't think this would go wrong, but it might. Maybe he's playing for the red to the right middle instead. And yeah, just played a nice little stun run through there. 60 points to lead now. So Zhang needs a snooker.
54.
You'd always like to pop the next ball as well. That'll save your opponent getting out of their chair. So just as much concentration on this red. Nicely done.
55.
And that should be this second frame in the bag.
Jones 55.
Zhang having a little look.
Yeah. And the frame.
Yes, he gives the nod. That break of 55 was enough. The miss on the blue doesn't matter. 2 from 2 for Jack Jones at the beginning of this first round encounter.
Thank you. The third frame. Jack Jones to break.
Jack Jones starts us off in the third. An excellent morning so far for him. And Zhang Anda with plenty to ponder. He knows his Welsh opponent is up for it today.
คุณรู้หรือไม่ว่า
Anda is the seed. He hasn't been at the Crucible since 2016. And the longer he waits to win a frame, the more
ในแมตช์การแข่งขันฟุตบอล
he will feel.
He didn't mean the cue ball to go between green and brown there. He played it to go behind the green. That tells us he caught the reds too thick, and that's why this red has gone over this pocket. Yeah, a little shake of the head there. It's not unlucky that that red's finished over the pocket. He caught too much of it. Yeah, nicely cued from Zhang Anda. A little flick off the pack, and he's on this blue to the yellow corner. And if he can pop this blue and get on a red, nice little opportunity this early in frame 3 to settle, and he hasn't settled yet. And like you say, Rob, the longer you're out there without putting that frame on the board, you feel the crucible walls closing in on you.
One.
Well, this was always wide, wasn't it? This was always to that right half of the pocket. And as I said, Zhang Anda's yet to settle in this match. Not easy as the seed, as we said before. You know, the argument about being the qualifier, you're sharp, you're match fit. Zhang won't have been playing anyone in the couple of weeks leading up to this. He's been doing a lot of solo work, but he's not match sharp. And it's showing at the moment.
Not only has he not been here for 8 years, he's never arrived as a seed. He's never played a match at the Crucible yet, where on paper he's the favourite. And he is the favourite for this because of what a brilliant season he's had. That's a different mindset, I think, and a different level of pressure.
Yeah, winning when you're supposed to win and performing when you're expected to is a challenge that not everybody does well carrying. That's a mantle that's very difficult to carry. It's what makes the greats and what they've achieved even more special, because they're expected to do it and they still deliver time after time. It's very hard walking out.
ในแมตช์การแข่งขันฟุตบอลจะมีการเลือกมัส
It's much easier coming in under the radar and not having anything expected of you. Nicely played. Very confidently dispatched into the middle pocket. He was out of position there, played the black before all wrong, but he's recovered the situation nicely here. But that's gone wrong again at first glance. Does one go to the middle pocket? Does the red closest to the cue ball
16.
go to the green pocket? It's not what he played for if it does. A bit fortunate to be on it if he is. He's looking at it now. Yeah, there you see it. Clearly goes. Just taking his time here, deciding where he wants to leave the cue ball, should he miss it. He's a very considered player. He won't be rushed. He was up and away from that very early, wasn't he? They say you should stay down until the ball hits the pocket. You watch him here, he hits the red and he's gone. He's already up. I don't know if he thought he'd missed it. It wobbles in off that far knuckle. I'm sure he played for pink or black, so he didn't hit that one great. Got the blue waiting. Felt like he played that. That was more about where to leave the cue ball if he misses it, rather than being confident I was going to get it. Yeah, taking luck into opportunity here now. The cue ball in the middle pocket.
Foul. Jack doing 17.
A little bit unfortunate, but he was out of position. He just took a bit of a lash at this one. Didn't really know where it was going to go. Cannon the green, and that felt destined for the middle. So the visit ends. That was a good chance. A look up to his box. His supporters up in the family balcony. But no real damage done.
There will be his opportunity here for Zhang Anda, who's potted 14 balls to his opponent's 45. Really nice cue ball there, though, Sean. He's not panicking just yet, that's for sure.
No, we mentioned earlier on in frame one, I think, that we said one of his qualities is patience, and that's being showed here, as you said. All the games have been played by Jack Jones so far, but that is an excellent safety shot. Not just the weight on the cue ball, but its position using yellow and blue to cut off access to the reds. And of course, with the foul and a miss rule, Jack being able to hit one of those reds, full ball, that's going to come into play. If he plays to skim off the reds or rest up to some of them, he's only going to get 2 chances to that, and the third time would be warned. So, the trouble here. Bit of extra noise in the crucible as play's just finished for the first 4 frames on the other table, as everyone leaves that side for refreshments. It's one of the things you get used to here. Doesn't want the cannon on the brown. No, good length. He has left this red to the right corner, but it's very, very difficult from there. Good length. Just a question of how Zhang Anda goes for this red. I'm sure he will try to pot it. Does he drop it in for the black, or play it at pace for blue or bought colour? No, he went fully committed. He's found the gap nicely there, and that flick on the red has left the cue ball perfectly on the blue. Well played. Struck that really, really well. It's not been a great session for him so far, and had he missed that, he probably would have offered up this third frame, but as it is, he's got himself a chance to win it. Quite a big frame this for Zhang Anda, you feel, in the context of the match so far. If he could somehow win this frame and the next and get to 2 each at the interval, he'd feel like he'd won the lottery, because he's not really been involved so far.
A little flick off the red, getting him perfectly positioned on the blue after Jack left him in with that long opener. Now a chance to show the Crucible crowd why he's become a ranking event winner this season. Whew. Well, that wiped its feet on the way in. Total focus and concentration needed here from Zhang Anda. He's under just a little bit of pressure in the early stages from Jack Jones. Well, that was not a clean pot.
15. Twenty-two. Twenty-three.
No, he struck that well. Cue ball perfectly where he wanted it to be.
40. 41.
Good angle on the black now. He can pot this with just a trace of left-hand side, and the cue ball bounce on and off this cushion and glide past those 5 reds, and he'll be on all of them to this left-hand corner. He's missed the black.
Zhang Anda 31.
Goodness me, what an unexpected miss that is. He turns away in. What a sitter of a shot this is to have missed, with an opportunity to win this frame at his mercy. And having missed it, as he sits there fuming with himself, having missed it, you'd have to say he's been very lucky to cover that pocket. His mind will be all at sea now. He can see he's just lost his composure. He's not really ready for this shot. He hasn't even looked at the possibility of the red nearest the black spot, off the cushion and in off the black. He hasn't even seen it.
He's definitely feeling it out there, Zhang Anda. It's been a brilliant season. It's been a whole host of firsts. First semi-final, first final, first title. Huge amount of prize money. Storming up the rankings. He's pretty much had it all his own way all season. But he's looking a little bit uncomfortable here on the Crucible stage. Based on what he's produced this season, you would have fully expected him to secure this frame in a single visit. Needs to find a way of settling here, and Jack Jones with cue balls like that is not making it easy.
Wow, he caught that red all wrong. With the black over the pocket, it's blocking the path for any red, so he kind of got away with that, and he's left the cue ball underneath the brown, which makes this very, very awkward for Jack. But he's all at sea at the moment, Zhang Anda. Not the black, surely. Yeah, just queuing over the brown there. Just put a bit of unwanted side spin on the cue ball. That pushed the cue ball offline. Hooked this red way too thick into the black. In fairness to him, he did raise his hand in apology for that big slice of fortune as he went back to his chair. This frame feels like it's taken on a lot of importance, doesn't it, in this first 4-frame batch? The tension out there, first session, day one, is already palpable.
As so many great players say, Sean, that one of the ways you learn to get to grips with the Crucible is minimising the damage when you know you're having a bad session.
Yeah, you're always going to have moments like this, and it's riding them out. And as you say, not inflicting as much damage as you can on yourself. It's the self-inflicted mistakes that get you in this tournament. It's very rarely that your opponent blows you away. It's those shots that you should get that you don't, and then the ensuing damage that it does to your mindset. That's what gets you here. Oh, but he's just got away with another one there. Lady Luck just favouring Jack Jones here at the moment. Caught that red way too thick and hit the green. Meant to catch this much thinner than that, and having cannoned into the green and seeing the cue ball arc away back to the balk end, he's had quite a big chunky slice of luck there. This is where the match play comes in. With what's gone on so far, Jack Jones is now playing his shots based on what he can see his opponent is going through. He can see that his opponent's struggling, and he will do everything he can to keep Zhang under it here. The longer he can keep Zhang from potting a red, the better.
We're seeing evidence already this morning of why Jack Jones was able to storm his way to the quarter-finals last year, having denied Barry Hawkins a place at the Crucible in Judgment Day. Beat Ali Carter 10-6 and absolutely dismantled Neil Robertson 13-7. Pushed Mark Allen pretty close, 13-10 in the quarters. He's got the right temperament and game for the Crucible. Zhang cannot find a way to get on top of his frustrations at the moment. Jones is winning the early psychological battle here in Sheffield.
Good length on the cue ball again. I'm not absolutely convinced that's exactly what he played there. There's a very fine gap between pink and green to find. If he played that, fair play. The problem here is, as this frame creeps towards 20 minutes in length, is with that black over the corner, players will just keep chipping these reds, and we'll end up with them all clustered in and around the black very soon. Players just have to be careful as they chip these reds over towards the black that they don't knock it in the pocket. And that's definitely a risk here. The natural shot here is the safety off the red closest to the black spot, but that in turn cannons the two reds, and who knows where one of those will go.
It's over 15 minutes since Jack Jones potted a ball, coming up for 8.5 for Zhang Anda. It hasn't been high scoring this morning, but we're seeing some fascinating match play, and we're seeing the qualifier put the top seed under a lot of early pressure.
Delighted if he can get through the gap of pink and green to this red.
When you're in a situation like this, Sean, how do you try and construct a way to break the deadlock?
I think in situations like this, the balls dictate. As we watch Jack Jones just trying to rest into this back of this red, he's not made it.
Power, miss. Zhang Anda, 4.
I'll be surprised if Zhang has the cue ball replaced here. I think you just let the balls dictate. Don't really try and force anything here. If you can get the cue ball over by the yellow at some stage and force your opponent into playing more of a thicker safety shot and maybe knocking a red towards the black, that can be good. In a funny way there, hitting the blue has actually put Jack in a bit of trouble here now, because the shape he's going to have to hit this red, as you can see Jack queuing up at the red to see where it's going to go. Black into play here. He's just had a look to see if it'll squeeze in off the black. I'm not sure it will. Yeah, he's not even tried it. Now Zhang will play the top red here and clip that back closer to the cluster. The cue ball over by the brown. But with them all being so tied up, even a snooker doesn't necessarily generate a chance here. You're almost better leaving your opponent a shot at a red where they can see it and making them play it. Yeah, it's a good length, but it's not going to get him anything. A few oohs and ahs from the crowd here at the Crucible. That red looked like it was going towards the black, and as it creeps ever closer, the danger of knocking it in accidentally becomes more live. Oh, goodness me, it's getting closer.
What a frame this is turning out to be. Dear, oh dear.
It's actually a very good shot Jack's played there, because he now doesn't leave Zhang the chance to get the cue ball back to balk, which means he's going to take the tactical advantage here. Zhang can only really rest up to these reds. Any other shot would risk knocking the black in. Now that means that Jack will be able to play away at his next visit. And by getting distance in 2 shots' time, he'll take the advantage. I wonder if Zhang will be tempted to play black cushion first and try to skim off those two reds he's looking at. I haven't seen the shot I'm mentioning. But any contact on one of these reds directly risks knocking the black in.
"13 minutes since a ball was potted. It's not always about the big century breaks.
Well, how risky was this? Half ball into the first red. Every red except the one next to the black moved. Now this red next to the corner pocket is cuttable, but it's very, very thin. You almost got to miss this red altogether to pot it. "22 minutes since Jack Jones last potted a ball. This is not easy. Now, as the cue ball dies onto the cushion, can Zhang get through and pot this red? Oh, it's very tight. I don't think he can.
Almost a little wry smile on the face of the International Championship winner. And a little shake of the head as well. First ball potting in more than 15 minutes.
Just get through past that red. You could see Zhang almost raised his hand there and was using the force to try and stop the cue ball, I think, briefly. Don't know if it worked or not. But he can get through. And with that shot, normality has broken out at the Crucible.
Yes, that early break of 31 came to an end when he missed the routine black. Has given him a decent lead in this frame. Can he get one on the board at the second time of asking here in frame 3? He's nearly there. Zhang face a picture of concentration. He'll want to absolutely shut on Jack Jones. Well, what a hard-earned frame this has proved to be. Taken half an hour. The way the reds were spread around that black, it looked like we could be here for considerably longer. This is more like it from Zhang Anda. And he will be a relieved man to finally be getting a frame on the board. It doesn't matter about the misread. Has found a way to settle. He's got one on the board. 2-1.
Thank you. Frame 4. Zhang Anda to break.
Well, it took 32 minutes of painstaking graft for Zhang Anda to get himself a frame on the board in the third. And he starts us off. Our last frame before the mid-session interval, and it's been hard going for both of them so far. They'll need a break and a cup of tea. And the way he started this match, if Zhang Anda could get out of this mini-session 2 apiece, he'll be over the moon. Highest break so far has been the half-century from Jack Jones in the second frame. But even though it hasn't been high-scoring and free-flowing, it's been fascinating, hasn't it, Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not all about 100 breaks and big breaks and all of that. There's a different side to this game. These two players despite Zhang Anda's great last season or so, they're fairly evenly matched. They've only played 3 times, and Jack Jones edges the head-to-heads 2-1. Of course, he's filled with confidence, having had that great run here last year to the quarterfinals on his debut. So, despite not being super experienced, it's a fairly even game. Red's close to the left middle. Just gone top side, so no danger there. As you can see now, with the Reds all in open play and the colours in nice positions, the next player who pots a red should really go on and win the frame.
Well, if Dominic Dale was commentating on this match, he'd call it an orchard of reds. Dominic won't be on a microphone when he first arrives at the Crucible. He'll be picking up a cue, making a return for the first time in 10 years, the oldest man to make it to the Crucible since Steve Davis had his great run to the quarters in 2010. One of the stories from the qualifiers, Sean, Dominic Dale making it back here.
Yeah, he's some character, isn't he? I was chatting to him in the practice room in the tournament in Yushan a few weeks ago, and he was saying how much, he still enjoys his snooker and loves playing and competing, and great to see him back at the Crucible. Meanwhile, Jack Jones is in a bit of trouble here. These reds could go anywhere. Didn't get the spin on the cue ball to get it back to the cushion. I've got a feeling that brown on its last turn has covered the path to the red over the green pocket. Does anything go to the right middle pocket? He's sighting something here. Can he get through to the red over the green pocket, through the gap of the blue and the brown? He can. Wow. How did the cue ball finish? Couldn't really control it. Just clipping that red in through the gap. Just clipped the brown on the way back through. That spoilt things for the pink. Has he knocked the brown on? If not, he'll only get one. I think he can get past the blue. And that brown just goes past that red. Yeah, that's a great camera angle, isn't it, from in the crowd? That tells us everything. Just needs to drop this in and he'll have that red waiting for him. And he should be away here. Those orchard of reds should all be his.
There's plenty to work with here for Zhang Anda. And Jack Jones, having started the match so positively and so well, hasn't potted a ball for 32 minutes.
6.
Such are the ebbs and flows of momentum in these mini sessions. That's why we can't help but watch.
the intrigue of these long matches, isn't it? We're so used now on the tour to 7s and 9s that when you get a best of 19 from round 1, that intrigue and the twists and turns of the match become a thing. Usually if a player rushes into a 2-0 lead, as Jack Jones did, you start talking about them being in the ascendancy and, oh, this match is nearly over and the other player's under pressure. Well, not in a best of 19. Sangander can win this frame
15.
and be 2 each at the interval. It'll all count for nothing.
19.
What I will say at this early point, although we're only in frame 4, these players are already in the territory of not being able to complete their allocation of frames this morning and getting pulled off early if they don't pick up the pace of play in the next batch of 5 after their interval.
Yes, average frame time 26.5 minutes. We've gone 27, 20 and then nearly 32. It didn't look like it was going to be quick on paper, and so far that's how it's playing out. It's going to be a grueling route to the last 16, you suspect, for whoever comes through this one.
27.
Winner of this one will play the winner of Mark Williams against Si Jiahui. What an intriguing match that is. They've never met professionally. Mark Williams coming here off the back of 7 frames in a row to beat Ronnie O'Sullivan to the Tour Championship title. And Si Jiahui returning to the scene of his incredible run to the semis last year.
No, he's just lost the cue ball ever so slightly. It looked an innocent shot on the blue 2 shots ago. He overran that. That meant he had to play that red and screw down for the black. And he's not quite on this black correctly. He should pot it, of course. Natural angle for the cue ball will be up for the red by the green. So he only has to pot this. Doesn't have to do anything too complicated. But he missed something similar to this on the other side of the table. And he's missed that one. And that was all because he lost the cue ball 2 shots ago. He doesn't give a great deal away as he walks back to his chair, but there's enough there to know that he's very, very disappointed, as well as he should be, having missed that shot.
Well, he missed the black on 31 in the previous frame. But still managed to get over the line, and he's missed a black on 33 in this one. He's definitely not feeling his best in this morning's session.
Yeah, the other thing we should say as well is that he missed the black, but he's got away with it again. He's not left the red by the green, which is what he played for. So badly did he strike the cue ball. He's 2 feet short of where he intended. Jack Jones can cut this red by the brown into the yellow pocket. That's what he's sighting now. He's got the extension on the cue. If he gets close to this pot, the cue ball should come back down this end for the black. It's close. Yeah, nice shot. Needs a bounce on this cue ball and he'll be on the black. If he doesn't like the black, he's got the pink. Yeah, that was a nice shot. Played that with right hand side to come by the blue. The black's very thin from there. The pink might be a better shot, but it's probably a slightly more difficult pot. But yields better position. And that red between pink and the middle pocket is always off-putting in your line of vision. Easy to miss this pink to his left. Ah, struck that well. Good shot.
two really excellent pots in a row, considering he'd been frozen out for over half an hour. Another example of that temperament holding up under a little bit of pressure.
Eight.
Just applied a fraction too much spin to the cue ball there, and it fizzed up the table. Played for this red by the green. Those two reds by the pink to the right obviously pass into this left-hand corner pocket, so they don't need worrying about. But this is much thinner than it should have been. Yeah, nicely played. Played down for the pink. You can just pop the pink and stun past those reds for a choice of reds to the opposite corner pocket.
Well, there's a fair bit to do yet in this frame, but on the balance of play across the hour and a half so far, he'd be good value for a 3-1 lead.
22.
Yeah, a quick check of the scores tells us that he will need all 5 of these reds. You would assume it's going to come down to that one in the middle of the board. That'll be where the problems start. You can clearly see there that the top red of those two stuck together pots to the right middle, so if you can access those in a moment or two. There he is there, that's where he needs to be on that red. He can pop this black plain ball across the table and he'll be on that top red as he looks to mop these things up this end of the table. Just needs that cue ball to slow down a fraction. That might be a bit high from there. I'm not sure he can pot either red from that position. He turns away, a bit annoyed with himself. Don't think he can pot either red from that position. It's very, very tight. He risks hitting the other red first here. Well, he could still pot it. Nicely played, but that red has come across the table and spoiled things for the black. He can still pot the pink, but he can't get on the red. Because that red that's stuck on the baulk cushion is in such an awkward place, he might consider going for this pink, in the belief that even if he gives a chance to Zhang under, it's not going to be one that could lose him the frame at this visit. Yeah, that's why he's gone for the pink. And what a great pot that is. Played a pink to the middle a few shots ago, but that was much better from tight on the cushion. Back across the table for this red. Struck that brilliantly.
He's playing with real conviction. Those tight middle.
Yeah, he just potted the red very thin there. It went in off the jaw and because of that, the cue ball's travelled 6 or 7 inches further than he intended. He meant to be low on the blue so he could get up the table for the red by the yellow. So he's now completely out of position. He's just looking to see if he can drop the brown in, retain position on the red by the yellow, and clip the red off the cushion in one shot. That's gone completely wrong, as you can see. And not only that, the brown and the yellow have collided, and that red on the cushion has been dislodged, as we see here. Got nowhere near that one. That brown has replaced the red in its awkward position. Brown now, having taken the place of that red, becomes the problem ball. 10 points behind, green to make it 7. So that brown is going to be vitally important to Zhang Ande as he seeks to win this frame. And as we said before, that cue ball's close to the corner. Surely not. What a mistake to make. And it could be a free ball. All the table down at this end to put the cue ball in. What a mistake to going off.
Free ball.
And it is a free ball. Well, that free ball changes everything, because now the brown's not in play for Jack. He can win this frame without it.
Yellow.
Thought he might have played for the pink there. Would have been much easier to get to this red behind the black from the pink. He can still do it off the blue, but it's not as easy as it would have been. This blue will put him 20 points ahead. So the red and the black. And he'd be good value for his 3-1 lead. From what we've seen so far, hasn't been fireworks from either player. It's been hard for match play snooker. But just this red and the black. And they'll be away to the interval with a 2-frame lead.
7.
Well, nearly an hour and 40 minutes across these opening 4 frames, but it is Jack Jones who has
14.
The ascendancy and the lead. He'll just want to absolutely close the door here.
16.
This has been a good mini session from Jack Jones. Every single one of his 3 frames.
19.
Yes, the troublesome brown dispatched as well. He's had some pots of real composure and quality. Doesn't matter about the blue. It's Jack Jones who has a 2-frame cushion after a grueling mini session. The Welshman, 3-1 up.
As quiet as possible, please. ขอโทษ